There's a rumor going around in the comment section of my videos that I am a Norwood 2, which I am not.
Okay, that rumor was started by me, I think. I am not Nick Shell. I am Jim Kennedy, and I'm a huge fan of Nick. So here's my little video making my case of why I think Nick is a 2 as opposed to a 3. Or at least he's not a full-blown 3. He may have bought his ticket for Threeville, but he hasn't gotten in the car to drive to the airport yet. He's not on Norwood Flight 003 yet. He's still living in Twosville. So let's go to Nick's video, which I have chopped up a little bit for time's sake and added some graphics in there and some voiceover on myself. So here we go. Why I think Nick is a 2.
If you haven't, I did it right before this video. I pulled up on my phone, I typed in Norwood, and it shows you the chart, and I went through, and we're gonna I'm gonna prove to you that I'm not Norwood 2. I'm definitely Norwood 3. So now, before I do that, this is how most people see me. This is the view of reality they see when they see me on a daily basis. So let's just take it all in before I really...
Okay, so here we have a Norwood classification of male pattern alopecia overlaid on top of a still from Nick's video. And obviously here we're talking about 3 and not 3 vertex. He's definitely not a 3 vertex because there's no bald spot. And yes, he does say there's a little bit of thinning there, which is very little. But so 3 vertex is out, and the most we'll be dealing with here is 3.
Pull back the curtain. This is what most people think that my hair consists of. All right. Here's where we go from Norwood 2, the appearance of Norwood 2, to Norwood 3. What we're going to do is we're going to pull my hair back, and we're going to look at this. Now, granted, I know that my eye itches. I know that on Norwood 2, I realize that there's still this kind of M shape based on the chart I looked at. But that's not what we're going to focus on.
Okay, so here's where I have to interject again. We do kind of have to focus on that aspect of it, the front part there, where you're still pretty strong on the hairline itself. It hasn't really gone back. If you're looking here at the 3 compared to the 2 is still kind of up front where it should be, where you are. And in the 3, you're definitely moving back, which you're not.
I mean, if you're looking at my facial profile right now, all you can really see, as far as the hair on top of my head, you see this little part, but really, I'm a head. I'm a head with just a little bit of hair. That's
right. So if your hair just sits there in its natural state, the peninsula is going to sit more like the little red arrow, the 2. That's about where you line up on the tip of your peninsula. The tip of your peninsula will not look like the blue arrow. And also, the chart, the Norwood chart, is illustrating that the 2 is much, higher. The hair is higher in height as opposed to the 3, much lower, indicating a lot of thinning. So A, you don't have enough thinning for a 3, and B, your peninsula is too far ahead to be a 3. That's why I think you're a 2.
how I actually look. Now, I think that alone should prove to you that I'm Norwood 3 and not Norwood 2.
See, there's your hair just sitting there. Admittedly, it's a little bit oiled up, but sitting there pretty much in its natural state. It's a little bit up because of maybe the oil, but you're sitting at a 2. You look like a 2 in your natural state. Okay? It's a little bit, it's not a hard 2, it's a bit of a soft 2, but it's a 2 nonetheless, and it isn't full-blown 3.
But I'm going to turn around, and I don't know how well the camera will capture it, But remember, something that really sets apart Norwood 3 from Norwood 2 is the thinning. Now again, maybe you can't see the thinning that I see on a regular basis, but right in here, it is thinner. It's not horrible.
Exactly. It's not horrible, and it's not 3 thinning. It's late stage 2, but it's not 3 level thinning.
But it is thinner right there. And when you look on the Norwood 3, you're going to see the beginning of that. Maybe it's not bald, but it is definitely thinner there. So if I wasn't experiencing thinning, I could say, okay, maybe I'm a Norwood 2, but even then, it really goes back a ways. I mean, I really want to show you this from as many angles as I can to prove to you that I'm really good at having the right hairstyle and putting in the rosemary oil. I'm really good at that. I'm really quite an illusionist, because in most videos you're not going to see this.
So here we go again with another still and an overlay. And in my opinion, your peninsula isn't pronounced enough to call you a full-blown 3. You may be a soft 2, but you're definitely not full-blown 3. That 3 peninsula is extremely pronounced in the chart, which you are not. It's not far back enough. It's not in line with the ears enough to classify you as a full 3. You're not in full 2 territory, mind you, but definitely not legit 3. Soft 2 at the most.
What they would see. I mean, it's funny because I'm not surprised to see what I see right now. But I mean, it goes a long way to have enough length to hide this and to downplay it. So, from now on, when people leave me comments saying, Nick, you're really a Norwood 2, I guess I'll just have to put the link to this on there to prove, because surely everyone who watches this will believe that I'm Norwood 3 now. And some might even be tempted to say, man, are you Norwood 4? But remember, based on what I can see on the Norwood chart, Norwood 4 is going to have a more specific bald spot and more obvious thinning right here.
Yeah, so if anyone says you're a 4, I mean, that's, just insane. There's nothing to that whatsoever. That's crazy talk. And if my interpretation of the chart is correct, I think you have to move to a 3 vertex before you go into 4 category. And yeah, you're nowhere near 3 vertex. And like I've already stated, I don't think you're a legit 3 yet. So, and if your hair just sits naturally without pulling it back, it looks fine. I mean, if I pull my 10-year-old daughter's hair back, she looks bald. I mean, it's just, it overemphasizes that kind of what you might think is balding. So yeah, you are 2 in my mind. Sure, you're on your way to 3 territory maybe, but you're not there yet. You are not a full-blown 3.
You can see it if I point it out, but it's not just an obvious thing to most people at this point. So for me, that's my understanding of why I'm truly a Norwood 3, because I do have some thinning, but I don't have obvious thinning, which is more the Norwood 4. So that's about as good as I can do. I'm about to go to bed anyway, it doesn't matter. So did you find that helpful? I did. I learn a lot about this myself by making these videos. So if I'm wrong, please let me know. But surely this puts that to rest, right? I'm clearly Norwood 3.